Hi, welcome back.
Hello.
Today it's all about the floor. The floor needs to go down.
It does.
We have used 18mm exterior hardwood plywood. Is that right?
It is.
Yeah. And I have been varnishing them, lots of coats of varnish on them to protect them on the underneath and the edges too. And Wayne has been cutting the edges.
Yes. I've been cutting the at the front and the back of the boat. The boat curves in very slightly, so obviously those boards need to be trimmed to fit. There is a short video. I'll show you how to do that. It's all very simple, really.
Yeah. So we'll crack on. See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Hello. I thought I'd explain fully how to do a button scribe joint on a board that's going on the floor. So these boards here are 4 foot by 8 foot, so 4 foot across there, which is 1,222 millimeters. Now, where the boat curves in at the far end, which is just by your feet,
Thanks.
obviously we're not going to be able to just put the board in and then mark that curve. So to be able to mark the curve, we do what's called a button scribe. So the first thing we do is come to this end and we measure from where we want the board to end to there, which is 4 feet. There's a little mark on the board where I've marked it there. Okay.
Yeah.
Just come round a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
And then what I do is I measure from the edge of this board here, which is already in place, to that mark, which is, it's about 108 millimeters. So we go to the other end of this board, just there, and we mark the same measurement on there. So when we put the big board in now, it's going to overlap this board up to those marks. And then I will show you what we're going to do next. So back in a minute. Hello, right, okay, so I've set this board in place now. So it's against the 2 marks that I made on that one, and it's overlapping here. And that means that that corner is in the right place there, so I know my measurements are good. Now what I've done is I've got a small offcut of wood, and I've just made it the exact size between that batten and the edge of the board, just there. So it should be more or less the same until about there where it starts to come in. You can see it starts to get more and more and more, and more and more and more, and more and more until we get to the end. So what we do is get ourselves a pen. And we just scribe. So I'm keeping the pen against the side of the wood and the piece of wood against the batten on the wall. And then that just forms the same curve as on the piece of wood. You see, I'll get narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower until we get pretty much to nothing, which is there. So now what we need to do is cut off all excess and then give it a try. So back in a minute. Right, okay, so we're all set up now, ready to cut this board. I say we're all set up. We're not. 1 second. Safety glasses.
So I was taking a picture of your feet then.
Right, okay, so this starts off right on the edge of the board. Yep. So it's going to get a little noisy. Okay, so having made the cut now, let's just see if it fits. So just slide that in.
Hey, look at that.
There we go.
Mr. Howman. Measure twice, cut once.
There we go, so that's closed up all these gaps here. We've got a nice line there. So the wall boarding goes down onto the top of that. What you don't want is the wall boarding and the floor, or the floor and the battens to meet, because you'll end up with squeaks if you do that. So, right, there you go. There's a button scribe done.
Hello. Right, so first of all, apologies. There is no video of us actually putting the floor down. It's just with big sheets of plywood. There's nowhere to put the camera where it's going to be safe from not being knocked over. So we decided not to video that. So we took all the boards, we trimmed the two ends of the boards, we dry fitted them to make sure that everything fit properly before we went any further. Took them all back up, varnished the edges where we'd cut, and made sure the bottom of the boards had at least 2 coats of varnish on. Then we went ahead and fitted the insulation. So on top of the ballast, there's a layer of 1 inch polystyrene insulation. That's just to have a thermal break between the cold floor and the bottom of the boards. And then on top of that, we put some bubble foil insulation. Although it does provide some insulation value, we've actually more put it down. All the joints are taped and it's sealed to the sides of the boat. So it's more down as a vapour barrier than actually insulation. So it's a nice vapour barrier underneath. Fitted all the boards down, made sure they were all correct, screwed them all down, and then the final thing that we did was just to put a coat of varnish over the top surface of the floor to seal it up. It's just 1 coat because we don't want it slippy, but just to seal it. And that's the floor.
Just want to say, thanks for watching.
We're quite enjoying this process. It's not quick, but we're in no
only
hurry.
Weekends.
We're in no hurry. We just want to enjoy working on the boat. I know for certain we will enjoy being on the boat when it's finished. But we want to enjoy actually building the boat as well.
Yeah, and now the floor's down, so she can
Now the floor's down,
hello,
so she was here. Oh, she's off. She hears her name once and off she goes.
That's it, she's gone.
But yeah, she can wander around quite happily in here now without fear of her hurting herself.
Yeah. So next time I think we're going to be sort of sorting out the water tank and also starting work on the walls and the ceiling. We need to order the boards and get them to get them up. So
yes, yeah. So start to think about that. We've got some time off during the summer, which is great. Which means we can get a little bit more work done on the boat. So we're just thinking ahead now to get some materials all prepped in advance. So we've got some work to do. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
See you next
later.
time.
Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Saoirse.